To repay my uncle and aunt for raising me, I married Lucas Foster, the autistic heir of the Foster family, in place of my cousin. For 7 years, he treated me with utter coldness. I swallowed my pride and tried to initiate intimacy, only to be met with endless mockery and disdain. Later, when I successfully organized an art exhibition for him, he held another woman's hand right in front of me. I knew then that my task was complete. It was time for me to leave, one to outsiders. Marrying into the Foster family was like winning the lottery. As one of the most prestigious old money families in the city, they usually opted for business alliances in marriage, and I was just an orphan, living on others' charity. I was only 6 when my parents died. More than grief, I felt terror about the future. My uncles fought bitterly over the inheritance, and none of them wanted to take care of me. Claiming I brought bad luck, they decided to send me to an orphanage. I didn't want to go to the orphanage. I'd heard stories about how terrible those places were, so I found my mom's old phone and tried calling my uncle. It was my first time contacting my mother's side of the family. Mom had been from a wealthy family too, but she'd cut ties with them to marry my father. When Uncle Jack heard my plea, he hung up without a word. I told myself he was just hurt by my mother's actions, and it was natural for him not to want anything to do with me, but I couldn't stop the tears from falling. The next day, I woke up early, packed my little backpack, and prepared to run away. I'd rather go hungry and sleep under a bridge than end up in that orphanage. But just as I slipped out of my room, I bumped into a man. I recognized him as my uncle immediately. He looked so much like my mom. Uncle Jack patted my head and asked if I'd had breakfast. When I said no, he picked me up and took me to his home. My grandparents had already passed away. Aunt Lisa frowned when she saw how skinny I was. I have to take care of Noah and Emma. I don't have time for her. You brought this trouble home, you deal with it, she told Uncle Jack. Don't worry, she's a good kid, just give her food, and she'll take care of everything else, he replied. To prove Uncle Jack right, I learned to feed myself, dress myself, go to school, and sleep on my own. I even helped look after my cousins. Emma was only 2 months younger than me, a proud little princess. She never called me sister, instead treating me like a servant, but I didn't mind. We all have our own destinies, and she had reasons to be proud. As for me, I was just grateful to grow up safe and healthy. After high school graduation, Uncle Jack wanted to send Emma and me to study in England together, but Lucas's appearance disrupted all those plans. Too, he came with Mrs. Foster to propose marriage. Apparently, our grandfathers had once jokingly arranged a marriage between their children over drinks. No one expected Mrs. Foster to take it seriously. The atmosphere was awkward. Lucas, who had been silent the whole time, suddenly stood up and walked towards the backyard. Aunt Lisa quickly told me to follow him and take care of him. At first, I didn't know he had autism. I just thought this young heir was being rude. It was late spring, and the roses in the garden were in full bloom. Lucas took out a sketchpad from his backpack as if by magic and started drawing intently. Not wanting to disturb him, I stood